Perfect. All right. So welcome to my YouTube channel, basically.
Thanks for inviting me.
So will you tell me some background about you so that the viewers can get to know you and you can combine that with your fibro story?
Sure. So I have 3 adult children.
Okay.
I was diagnosed in 1997 with, I had 3 difficult pregnancies, which is something we have learned is common for a lot of women, maybe a precursor to fibro. A lot of women in this have difficult pregnancies for various reasons. And anyway, my 3rd pregnancy, I was put on bed rest at 2 months pregnant, had an emergency cesarean at 8 months, and was basically in bed for 2 years after he was born. Then I had a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, and long story short, my parents saved the day and came and moved in with us because we had recently started a brand new business, and my husband at the time was traveling extensively, and it was a really challenging time. So when my son was about 2, I was finally diagnosed with fibromyalgia from a really lovely young DO whose mother had fibro, and he was really wonderful. But that was in 1997, and there was really limited information, and most doctors then really didn't kind of dismissed fibromyalgia anyway. I don't know how much that's changed now, but so anyway, that was kind of the beginning of trying to understand what was going on with me. And then a few years later, he prescribed me some drugs and, different things to try and help handle the pain and different things. And fast forward, I was 28 then. And at about 32 or 34, I literally woke up one day and was like, I had 17 prescription bottles next to my sink. And I was like dragging myself out of bed every day, exhausted, trying to take care of my kids, trying to run this business, and not doing so well. And I just realized, like, this cannot be my life. I cannot take all these medications. Like, I am young. So I literally kind of switched my mindset and started focusing on diet and exercise. I started doing a lot of yoga and really eating cleanly, drinking a lot of water. And I discovered essential oils then and started using those. And what I found was I took myself off all of my medications without a doctor's help, which I don't necessarily recommend. But that's what I did at the time. And what I found was my symptoms were somewhat managed, as well as when I was on all those medications, by following that cleaner diet, by using essential oils for some relief, and all of that. However, the condition kind of continued to worsen as I got older and as, time was going on. And so I still was looking for doctors. I went to many, many doctors, and some people told me that I should just take Prozac. Other doctors really tried to help me with their limited knowledge. They were really kind and really tried to help me to the best of their ability. But unfortunately, it really didn't make much of a difference. So eventually that led me to Dr. Purser and the protocol that I am on now, and encourage and share and help and try to support people going forward.
That is wonderful. And I know that there are many people who are diagnosed young, like I was, that are concerned about pregnancy and going through those kind of things. And it's wonderful to have stories and inspirational people like yourself to kind of let us know that you can still go through that. You can still be a mother and do all of those things, and it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. Yes, it is going to be okay.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about why you chose to do essential oils.
Well, at that time, I had a friend who was really into essential oils, and she came over and just started teaching me about them. And it was really the only thing that provided relief for me to some degree, that wasn't a prescription. And I just, you know, for me, I didn't want to be on a bunch of medications. That was my biggest thing. I didn't want that to be my life. I felt like as I was continuing in that few years time, I kept needing more prescriptions and more prescriptions, and I was feeling worse and worse and worse. And I thought, this cannot be a good way to go. And with all the side effects from all the different medications and everything, I didn't feel like it was really benefiting me as a whole, that it was just creating other problems. So essential oils actually did offer me, you know, pain relief and stress relief. And I started doing yoga and, you know, things like that. That was really helpful, all of that. But there were still challenges, lots of challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So for those who just got diagnosed, you started a Facebook page for those people. Is there anything that you want them to know when they first find your page or watch this video? Is there anything you want them to know?
Well, I think what's different about my page is that I try to keep it really positive and hopeful and encouraging. And the number one thing that I say is you start with a low copper diet. We have a food list and stuff like that in the announcement section for you. We have lots of information for people, but you can do this. There's some lifestyle changes that sometimes are a little hard to swallow at first, but it's really kind of simple, but it's not necessarily easy. I will say that there are challenges in the beginning because it is really a mind shift, but it's doable. And for the people who really jump in with both feet, we've had tremendous success. You know, some people aren't ready to take on the challenges, but you can do it, and you can really manage your pain. I don't believe this is curable at this point, but we can manage our pain and our fatigue greatly. There's still some challenges with weather and the full moon. I don't, you know, some people believe it. I mean, most people I know who live with this completely believe in those things, but you can still treat it, and you can, I say I walk around, I'm probably at 90% most of the time. I might have a little pain here and there, but most of the time I'm good to go. So I have definitely changed my daily situation.
Oh, that is wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you wish someone had told you in the beginning?
Well, as far as the protocol that we encourage, it's fairly new. We've only been doing it for about 4 years. And there's a lot of trials and different things that are validating our situation. But I think that it's a new approach, and it's based on genetics. And so by treating our deficiencies genetically, nutritionally, we can create, our body can begin to work properly and function the way that it's supposed to. And I don't know that it's ever been approached like that from anywhere else that I've ever heard. And so it is something that you can have control over. You don't have to be to feel helpless. There are things that you can do to take control of the situation. You don't have to take a bunch of prescriptions. Always follow your doctor's care. I am not a doctor, and I don't claim to be, but I have found in my own experience, after 20 plus years of really suffering and watching my condition just continue to deteriorate, it completely changed my life. And so you can have more control over your situation. I think that's probably the biggest thing, to be hopeful and know that there are things that you can do to make yourself feel better, to help your body function properly.
I love that. I love how you're explaining this. It's absolutely beautiful to know that, fibromyalgia, it's not the end of the world, that it's your partner, and it's letting you know when to slow down, but not.
That, and you know, I'm glad that you said that, because honestly, one of the hardest things for me, and again, I was a young mom with 3 little kids when I was diagnosed with this. And, you know, you're the last person on the totem pole. You're taking care of everybody first. And it's not always easy to just, you know, if you're a mom of young children, especially, to just put your needs aside. You have to take care of the kids. But what I did eventually learn to do, and I still have to do occasionally, is when my body says, slow it down, you need to slow it down. And you need to, if you take care of yourself when you can. And again, I had tremendous parents who, I don't know if I could have done it without their support and help. I really feel bad for people who don't have that kind of support close by. Because when I was having a really rough day, my parents would step in and take care of my kids and take my kids to school or do whatever I needed to take care of myself. And I know that not everybody has that ability. But the more that you can really tune in and recognize what your body needs and do that, the better off you'll be. You know, I would push myself and push myself and push myself. And then I could fall apart and be in bed for 3 weeks. And it's better to just slow down if you're capable and give your body the rest. And then you might only be down for a day instead of a week. So that can definitely make a difference.
Definitely. Is there anything else that you would like to share to our viewers today?
Well, I would love people to come to our page, endfibromyalgia.com. We have a really wonderful support group. I think we have a lot of really awesome women who are there, who jump in to help each other and stay positive and give things a try and see how we can help you and how you can take care of yourself and manage your situation yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. You can really be empowered to do things to control how you're feeling and recognize when maybe you made a choice that you might not want to do again. That happens sometimes. It's all a learning process.
Yes, it is. And I completely agree. The ladies and the people we have on that page are absolutely wonderful. And thank you so much for creating it. It's been a help.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will end the recording.
All right. Thanks so much.